There are rumors of a new version coming soon to the Vietnamese version of the Pokeland Legends with 3 brand new Pokemon. Is this true or is it just a prank? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to talk about a possible leak that happened on the Vietnamese, some of the Vietnamese groups of Pokeland, aka Vietnamese version of Pokeland Legends. But before that, let me just quickly talk about the giveaway video that is going on. There's a giveaway that is going to end tomorrow, Friday at 8 p.m. London time. If you did not participate yet, just go ahead, participate, it's easy. The link to the giveaway video is in the description. One funny thing though is that all my giveaway videos, usually I don't tell people to do anything. It's like, hey, just leave a comment and I will pick a random winner. Those videos never get any dislikes, and this video just have a little bit of work to research pictures and stuff to submit as a part of the giveaway, and already have 3 dislikes. I have a feeling those 3 dislikes are from lazy people. Not that I really care about it, I just found it funny and I wanted to share with you. So if you did not join the giveaway yet, feel free, you still have like 1 day left, go ahead, good luck, and well, firebooks, free firebooks, go ahead. Let's talk about this possible leak that we have over here. So there is a Vietnamese admin that usually leaks stuff on a Vietnamese Facebook group. I think the Vietnamese Facebook group is kind of secret because I could not find it myself. And this admin decided to create a post about 3 brand new Pokemon. Now, this admin already is known for actually sharing stuff in advance, even leaking the possible Eternatus event, or aka the Eternatus update. So it could be somehow viable to trust something from this person itself. This time, he decided to leak 3 Pokemon. There's Charcadet, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing them correctly by the way, and their respective evolutions, which is Armarougue and Ceruledge. Of course, the 2 evolutions, Armarouge and Ceruledge, are promised to have Overlord, Resonance, Dynamax, etc., just like it happened with Eternatus. Now, if we take a look at these Pokemon in the vanilla Pokemon games, according to Smogon, Ceruledge is actually on the overused tier, which is actually the very high of the tiers, which is below Uber. So in other words, it is a very competitive Pokemon. Fire type and a ghost type Pokemon has a lot of coverage and is supposed to be bulky. On the other hand, we have Armarouge. Now, Armarouge is on the rarely used tier, aka garbage tier. It's probably not a Pokemon that is so competitive, even though I've seen some videos of people using that Pokemon in like VGC and some other competitive formats of the vanilla Pokemon games. I'm not a person that completely follows those kinds of competitive Pokemon features, but this Pokemon being in the rarely used tier, it should mean that he's not so good. He is a fire and a psychic type Pokemon. But of course, this is Pokeland, okay? And in Pokeland, we are not going to compare Pokemon tiers from the original games to the Pokeland tiers. In Pokeland, everything works in different ways. So let's take a look at what are the top tier Pokemon right now on Pokeland. I don't have an updated tier list, my bad on that, but we already know that the Pokemon at the top of the tier list is always Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is accessible to everybody with a little bit of money, and it's easily one of the most broken and overpowered Pokemon in Pokeland Legends. Together on the top of the tier with Sword and Shield, there's Black and White Resonance Curums, and also, quite recently and not easily accessible to anybody, is our boy Overlord Eternatus. Overlord and Dynamax, whatever the form is, as long as it's at least Overlord, it's on the top of the tier and it's a Pokemon that it's very annoying to deal with. Of course, we can also mention some other Pokemon that are just not those pay-to-win walls, okay? We can talk about Flare Zygarde, which you still need to recharge as of right now. Maybe it comes like in a different event in the future. We can also look at Overlord Rayquaza, for example. Overlord Rayquaza is a Pokemon that you can get as a free-to-play, and it's very used like worldwide, if we could say it that way. And also, for example, Resonance Diancie is a Pokemon that a lot of people like to counter Black and White Curums. And I guess we can mention Creator Arceus is a Pokemon that deals a lot of damage, and it's also annoying to deal with. There's more Pokemon that I could talk about in the tier list, but let's just take those into consideration for now. Let's start by Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield, both Steel types. What are both of those Pokemon's weak to? Fire type. Both Ceruledge and Armarouge are Fire type. That's a good starting point. But then, if we go and take a look at Ceruledge, which is the most used on the vanilla Pokemon games, he is Ghost type. And if that Pokemon is Ghost type, it's not the best against the current meta, because you don't have any super effective against Eternatus, against Black and White, even though against Black and White you probably don't need any super effective moves because they are usually played as glass cannons, they are not so tanky. But for example, against Flare you will not do anything, against Ice you will probably not do anything either. We need something else. Meanwhile, Armarouge is Fire and Psychic type, so if at least there is a Psychic type move over there, at least can be super effective against Eternatus. But just the super effectiveness doesn't mean anything, but at least it's a good starting point. But then if we just take into consideration only the typings of Ceruledge and Armarouge, I really need to check how to pronounce that, man. Okay, apparently it's actually Armarouge. As I was saying, we cannot just consider the base types of those Pokemon just for the meta. We need to take a lot of those things into consideration because, for example, Sword and Shield get a massive amount of stats in battle. And in order for any Pokemon to be meta right now in Pokeland Legends, we would need them to have a lot of passives, a lot of in-battle stats, and in those in-battle stats could be something like skill power, crit damage. The passives could be something like when the Pokemon gets hit and below 50% HP, as we already have like Duskmane, Necrozma, Downwings, Necrozma. We also have, for example, Eternatus has that when he goes and gets hit below 50% HP, it's his time to move. Now, those kinds of passives could all be applied to new Pokemon in order to actually become meta, to be good enough to become meta. Of course, there is possibility of having like new passives, something new, something interesting, like something that could actually change the meta. But right now, I'm gonna be honest, I have low hopes for that. Because what would probably happen is that they will have something like Resonance Armarouge with one Psychic type attack, another Fire type attack, and 2 Infinity type attacks, including the ultimate. That is the way that they are basically just solving the situation right now. It's like, if you need a Pokemon that needs to deal damage, boom, slam it Infinity type and it will deal damage to everybody, basically. And at the end of the day, the real question is this leak real? Can we actually trust this kind of leak? The truth is, he could be serious. The person who posted this could actually be serious, could actually be leaking something, but he's also known to sometimes, once in a while, troll the community with like fake updates. Now, the only thing that we can do is wait. There's nothing much else we can do. We just have to wait and see if this is actually a real leak or not a real leak. Even though I would love an update that would not be about new Pokemon. I mean, new Pokemon is fine, but I guess everybody agrees that we need new game content and not Pokemon that are very hard to access by everybody else in the community. Like, we need something to do in the game, something else new, and not just new Pokemon all the time that are hard to obtain anyways, or that they forget to actually allow players to obtain. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, it helps. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Press